what do you mean by Akashic Records, and what does that mean they were hidden for 1,000 years, and how do we access them? And like, give us a little umbrella, if you would.
Okay, absolutely. So the Akashic Records have often been seen as the library of your soul. That's kind of the way I like to say it. People often literally imagine that a library. If you ever go and Google Akashic Records, you'll usually get a photo of a library. And so the way I describe it is that every lifetime you've ever lived, whether you've lived here on our lovely planet Earth or in another place or dimension, that is all recorded in the Akashic field, which is the information arm of Divine Source. So, of course, Source is the all, and there is part of that energy, the ethers, that records everything each person has ever been or done from the time your soul individuates from Source. And so when we become individual souls, we go off on a huge, long, infinite journey, and that is recorded. Every place, everything, every thought, every deed. And what we find is that it can be so useful to have access to this information, because it also helps us to understand, why did we come here? Why did we pick this family? What was my soul wanting to do or to create, or what is my soul purpose? Do I have soul contracts? Have I contracted with other souls to be married, or to have children, or to have business partners, or to do a certain sort of work? What is my soul purpose? And we really make these, many of these decisions before we become embodied here in this lifetime, in each lifetime. We make new choices and we come and do that. And so this is literally recorded in your Akashic record. And the lovely, lovely thing is that each person has their very own beings of light that keep the records. So the analogy that I love to use is, if you see the Akashic Records as your soul's library, and each book in that library is a book of a lifetime, your personal librarians are there. They're beings of light, they're divine source energy, and they're keeping your records for you. So you literally can access these energy beings, these divine beings of light, and ask them questions, and they can give us very, very useful answers. So that's, the way I see the Akashic field. Of course, it is infinite. It is everywhere. We all have our own record. And there are also, interestingly, records of our business. So if you have a business, your business has actually an Akashic record. Your pets have Akashic records. So often we access the records for our pets to be of service to them. Oh, and there's yours.
He's like, Mama, I'm sitting in your lap. So funny you say pet. Hi, everybody. This is Jace. Yes, star of our house.
I often hear that the pets love the Akashic energy because, again, it is divine source energy. It is pure love and light. And so, what sensitive being doesn't just love that? And the cats, of course, really are so sensitive. They really feel it. And often people tell me when I'm doing Akashic consultations that their cats get in their lap. Mm-hmm. I have a small Maltipoo, about a 9-pound dog, who often sits with me when I work in the records. She's not here. She's sleeping on the floor near me. But, they do love that energy because it's pure love. Mm-hmm. But I had mentioned right in the very beginning a little bit about why the records haven't been accessible for the last 1,000 or so years. And so the reason is that for thousands and thousands of years, everyone really we lived in a much more mystical sort of plane, and for of course, you know, thousands of years, people worked with the elementals. They worked with the earth and the fairies and the beings that were here, that are here on earth, that were maybe more visible to us because we were more connected to those mystical realms. And so people really had much easier access to the higher realms, the intuitive energies, the divine wisdoms. And what happened about 1,000 or so years ago is that people started to misuse the information. Because there's so much energy and information in the Akashic field, it records everything, that people started to ask about how they could win a war, or how they could find some gold, or someone's riches. And so they literally started to misuse the information until the beings of light decided that in our evolution that it was not useful information for humanity. And so they literally pulled the field, that high vibration, away from planet Earth. And what we found was we were really sunk into the dark ages.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Those, they line up quite nicely to each other, don't they?
They do. They really do. Yeah. Yeah. And now we're ready again. We're ready to be divinely guided. We're moving, of course, after we went through the 2012 doorway. We're moving every day. It may be slow. It may be bumpy. It may be like a big roller coaster, but we are literally moving up in vibration. And so even in the last, 10 years of teaching people to access their own Akashic records, I've seen just a huge leap in the last 2-3 years, 1 year even. Again, every year it gets to be more people understand the word. They're interested. They want to be divinely guided. They want to know what their soul purpose is and why they've come. So one of the really lovely things is when we access the records for ourselves, we're being I always see it like a lightning bolt. We're literally channeling this high divine source energy right into our bodies and right through our bodies into the earth. And so we're literally helping to raise the energy of the earth as we do our own work, and again raise the energy and expand that higher vibrational energy out to the world. So it's very healing and enlightening for everyone. So when we're doing our own work, we're also doing profound work for the earth and for humanity.
Yes, yes, I agree. And that's been a thread throughout the symposium, and I think throughout the work of all of us who have come together to facilitate and offer this program.